Welcome back to the channel. Rare Coins Hub. In today's video, we're diving into a collection of US quarter dollars from different years. First up, we've got the 1985 quarter dollar, followed by the 2001 design, then the 2008 version with its unique style, the 2015 quarter dollar, and wrapping things up with the sleek 2022 design. Let's take a closer look at these fascinating coins and what makes each of them stand out. Let's talk about the 1985 quarter dollar. The 1985 quarter stands as a symbol of a specific moment in American history, nestled comfortably between the economic recovery following the early 1980s recession and the expanding global influence of the United States in the years leading into the 90s. When you look at this coin, you're not just gazing at an image of George Washington, but also at a piece of history in which the country was at a crossroads, transitioning from the turbulence of the past to the technology-driven, globalized future that was about to reshape the world. In 1985, the United States was still in the process of modernizing its currency. The quarter had seen a number of changes since its inception in 1796, but the coin had remained remarkably consistent in terms of its design for several decades. The most notable feature of the 1985 quarter is that it continued to bear the profile of George Washington, which had been in use since 1932. The design was created by artist John Flanagan, and his portrayal of Washington was striking, showing him in profile, with his long, distinguished hair flowing backward. This representation would become iconic, capturing the essence of Washington's leadership during the founding of the nation. While the design had not changed much over the decades, the coin was still updated in 1999 with the introduction of the 50-state quarters program, which would ultimately alter the landscape of quarter collecting forever. But let's get back to the 1985 quarter. Minted during the era of Ronald Reagan's presidency, the coin was part of an effort to restore confidence in the nation's economy after the 1981-82 recession. The coin's production and design mirrored the optimism of the time. While not overtly flashy, it was still grounded in the traditions of American coinage. It had that solid, reliable feel, reminding Americans of their nation's strength and stability. In terms of numbers, the 1985 quarter was produced in large quantities, with millions of these coins struck at the U.S. Mint's facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. It was minted in the traditional copper-nickel clad composition, which would remain the standard for U.S. quarters for many years. The mintages from these facilities varied, but one thing was certain: this quarter was not particularly rare at the time of release. However, as time passed, something remarkable happened. Coins that were once common began to acquire historical value, as collectors started to seek out specific years of issue, particularly those that might have been in circulation during significant cultural and historical moments. The 1985 quarter, while seemingly ordinary at first glance, became a symbol of the 1980s, a time of economic optimism, a conservative political shift, and the rise of consumer culture in the United States. Collectors of numismatic coins have long since started seeking out these quarters, especially those in pristine, uncirculated condition. As with many other coins, the value of a 1985 quarter can be highly influenced by its grade. Coins that are in excellent condition, with little to no signs of wear, can fetch a higher price on the market. As of recent years, the 1985 quarter in excellent condition is worth significantly more than its face value, sometimes reaching into the $5 to $10 range for well-maintained examples. But here's where things get even more interesting. Over time, some of the 1985 quarters have even skyrocketed in value due to their rarity, especially the ones produced in smaller numbers or with unique minting errors. Certain quarters may have been struck with misprints or unusual imperfections that make them extremely sought after by collectors. These errors can push the value of the coin up into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the nature of the mistake. Now, hold on tight, because here's the twist: the 1985 quarter has grown into something much more than a mere collector's item. As the years go by, and as the coin ages, it can experience an increase in value. In fact, If you manage to find a flawless 1985 quarter that has been preserved in its original packaging or in an excellent grade by a reputable numismatic grading service, it could potentially fetch a remarkable $156,000 on the open market, though this is rare and happens mostly with coins that are linked to special historical contexts or errors. What makes the 1985 quarter so fascinating is not just its design or minting details, but how it ties into a much larger story about the evolution of American currency and its role in shaping the national narrative. A simple quarter, once a piece of everyday commerce, is now an object of fascination and pride for collectors, investors, and history buffs alike. The 1985 quarter offers us a glimpse into how a seemingly mundane piece of currency can become a symbol of an era. The values and significance of the coins we use every day aren't always immediately apparent, but as time passes, we realize just how much these small tokens can tell us about who we were and who we are becoming. The year 2001 marked a significant turning point for both the United States and the world. As the country stood on the edge of a new millennium, the 2001 quarter symbolized a new era not just for American currency, but for the cultural landscape itself. By this time, the U.S. was at the forefront of technological innovation, cultural change, and international politics. The coin, struck during the presidency of George W. Bush, was part of the broader context of an America still grappling with the aftermath of the 1990s and the approach of the 21st century. Unlike previous quarters, the 2001 coin had a unique significance. It was the first year of the U.S. Mint's landmark 50-state quarters program. Launched in 1999, the program was designed to honor each of the 50 states in the Union by featuring a distinct quarter design for every state, with 5 new states introduced every year over a 10-year period. The 2001 quarter was part of the second year of this ambitious program, which was an unprecedented effort in American numismatics. The 2001 quarters featured 5 unique designs, each representing one of the following states: Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. As you hold the 2001 quarter, you're not just holding a piece of currency, you're holding a piece of history, representing the rich diversity of American culture. Each state's design was selected through a public contest, which gave the American people a direct role in shaping the currency that they would use every day. Let's start with Delaware's design. As the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution in 1787, Delaware's quarter features a depiction of Caesar Rodney, a prominent Delaware patriot who famously rode through a storm to cast the deciding vote for independence. The design was symbolic, highlighting Delaware's vital role in American history and its status as the first state. Next, we move on to Pennsylvania, which chose a design that reflected its deep connection to the founding of the nation. The state's quarter features a depiction of the Commonwealth statue, which stands atop the Pennsylvania state capitol in Harrisburg. The design was a tribute to the state's central role in the American Revolution and the drafting of the U.S. Constitution, as well as its significant contributions to American history. New Jersey, another crucial state in the Revolutionary War, chose a design for its quarter that depicted George Washington crossing the Delaware River during the winter of 1776, one of the most famous and pivotal moments of the American Revolution. The image is dramatic, capturing the courage and determination of Washington's army as they crossed the icy river to surprise the British forces in Trenton. The Georgia quarter features a design that highlights the state's rich natural resources and history, featuring a peach, the state fruit, and an image of the founder of Georgia, James Oglethorpe, who is shown holding the charter for the colony in his hands. It's a simple yet powerful tribute to Georgia's agricultural past and its foundation in the early days of colonial America. Lastly, the Connecticut quarter features an image of the famous charter oak, a symbol of liberty and resistance against British rule. The oak tree is a symbol of Connecticut's proud heritage and its role in the fight for American independence, making the design a fitting tribute to the state's place in history. For collectors, the 2001 quarter represents a fascinating blend of history, artistry, and national pride. The 50-state quarters program was incredibly successful, and by the time the last quarter was released in 2008, it had become one of the most popular numismatic series in American history. It revitalized the tradition of coin collecting, bringing in a whole new generation of enthusiasts who found joy in searching for these unique coins and learning about the history of each state they represented. In terms of production, the 2001 quarters were minted in massive quantities. The U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters in that year alone, and they were distributed across the country for general circulation. The 2001 quarters were made using the same copper-nickel clad composition as previous quarters, which ensured durability and cost efficiency. But the key to their appeal lies in their designs, coins that told the story of the nation's formation, struggles, and triumphs. However, as time passed, the 2001 quarter began to be more than just a piece of everyday currency. With the increase in interest surrounding the 50-state quarters program, these coins began to hold value for collectors, especially those that were in pristine, uncirculated condition. While the 2001 quarter itself didn't initially command a high premium, certain individual state quarters did. For example, Delaware's quarter with the image of Caesar Rodney became one of the most sought-after designs, partially because of the historical significance of Rodney's ride and the fact that Delaware's design was the first to be released in the series. Moreover, as the years went by, certain minting errors began to appear in the 2001 series. Coins with double die errors, where the design is struck multiple times, or other flaws could fetch a premium from collectors looking for rare and unique pieces. Some of these error coins from the 2001 series have been sold for several $100s, far above their face value of 25 cents. As for the quarters from 2001 that were not part of the special series, they were still important pieces of American currency, reflecting the changing times. The economy of the United States was entering a period of rapid technological advancement, particularly in the internet and telecommunications sectors. The stock market had just endured the dot-com bubble burst, but at the time, the world was still looking to the U.S. as a global leader in business, technology, and innovation. By 2001, coin collecting had transformed from a hobby for a select few into a popular pastime enjoyed by millions. Many people across the nation were actively collecting the 50-state quarters, and the U.S. Mint's innovative approach helped to instill a sense of pride and connection to the country's history. In terms of market value, the 2001 quarters remain relatively inexpensive for most collectors today. A well-circulated 2001 quarter is worth only its face value of 25 cents, while uncirculated coins can fetch a few dollars. However, certain error coins from the series, such as those with misprints or rare minting variations, can still command higher prices in the collector market. In some cases, these rare pieces can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, making them a hidden gem for the astute numismatist. Interestingly, even with the relatively low value of most 2001 quarters, they still represent a major milestone in American numismatic history. The 50-state quarters program marked a time when coin collecting became more accessible and exciting for people of all ages, transforming the way the public interacted with the country's currency and igniting a passion for numismatics that continues to this day. And who knows? As time goes on, we may find that the 2001 quarters become even more valuable, especially as the number of uncirculated or error coins dwindles. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 2001 quarter is sure to remain a key part of the story of U.S. coins, and perhaps even a hidden treasure in your collection. The year 2008 was a pivotal moment not only in American history but in the world at large. Economically, the United States was entering one of the most challenging recessions in its history, which would later be known as the Great Recession. The stock market was on the brink of collapse, banks were failing, and the country was reeling from the housing bubble bursting. But amidst these trials, the year 2008 also marked a significant shift in U.S. coinage, a shift that had a far-reaching impact on collectors and the numismatic world. The 2008 quarter would be the final year of the 50-state quarters program, and it introduced a fresh approach to America's quarters that would continue into the next decade. The 2008 quarter was the last coin in the decade-long series that honored the individual states, and by this point, the public had become deeply familiar with the unique designs featured on each state's coin. In total, the 50-state quarters program had released 50 distinct designs between 1999 and 2008, and it had captivated collectors around the world. But with the end of the program came a new chapter, the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which began in 2010 and focused on national parks and other significant national sites. The final quarters of the 50-state quarters series in 2008 represented the last 5 states: Hawaii, Alaska, Washington, Idaho, and Wyoming. Each of these designs captured the essence of the state's heritage, history, and cultural identity, bringing each state's unique story to the public through the lens of American coinage. Let's start with Hawaii. The Hawaiian quarter was perhaps one of the most anticipated designs of the entire series, as it represented the final state to join the Union. The design on the coin depicts King Kamehameha I, the founder of the Kingdom of Hawaii, who united the Hawaiian Islands into a single kingdom. The image is dramatic, capturing the strength and determination of Kamehameha, standing proudly with his arm outstretched toward the Pacific Ocean. This design symbolizes Hawaii's rich cultural heritage, from its indigenous people to its eventual statehood in 1959. The tropical beauty of Hawaii and its important place in American history are captured perfectly in this quarter, which remains one of the most visually striking in the entire 50-state quarters program. Next is the Alaska quarter, which is dominated by the image of a grizzly bear. Alaska, known for its rugged wilderness, vast landscapes, and wildlife, chose a design that showcased the state's untamed beauty. The grizzly bear, a symbol of strength and survival in the Alaskan wilderness, is depicted with a backdrop of snow-covered mountains and a vast expanse of unspoiled land. The design emphasizes the unique relationship between Alaska's residents and their natural environment, showcasing the state's importance as a hub of wildlife conservation and outdoor adventure. The Washington quarter, featuring the state that bears the name of George Washington himself, was inspired by the state's rich natural beauty and its legacy in American history. The design shows an outline of the state, with the Olympic Mountains in the background, alongside a silhouette of a salmon, one of Washington's most iconic symbols. This coin highlights the importance of the Pacific Northwest and its vital role in the country's economy, from agriculture to technology to the fishing industry. The salmon, an emblem of the region, also signifies the state's commitment to conservation and its deep connection to the natural world. The Idaho quarter features an image of a famous landmark in the state, the Shoshone Falls, which is sometimes called the Niagara of the West. This design reflects Idaho's breathtaking natural beauty and its legacy as a state of exploration and agriculture. The coin showcases the falls cascading down into the Snake River, highlighting the region's water resources, which are vital to the state's farming and irrigation industries. The design emphasizes Idaho's importance as a natural resource hub and a state that blends scenic beauty with agricultural production. Finally, the Wyoming quarter features the majestic image of a bucking bronco, a fitting tribute to Wyoming's cowboy and ranching culture. The coin depicts a cowboy on horseback, capturing the essence of the state's rugged and independent spirit. Wyoming has long been associated with the American West, and the bucking bronco is an iconic symbol of the state's rich heritage in ranching and rodeo culture. The design also serves as a tribute to the state's important role in shaping the cultural identity of the American frontier. The 2008 quarters, like their predecessors, were produced in large quantities by the U.S. Mint. They were struck in copper-nickel clad, the same composition used for all modern quarters. The mintages for these coins were high, with millions of each state quarter entering circulation across the country. As with previous years, the coins were released in large batches, ensuring that the designs were widely available for the general public to find in their change. However, as with any limited edition series, certain quarters from 2008 began to stand out as more valuable, especially those with minting errors or special features. Collectors of modern U.S. coins have always kept a keen eye out for rare varieties, and the 2008 quarters were no exception. Coins that were released in special sets, such as proof sets or uncirculated mint sets, tend to carry a higher premium than those found in everyday circulation. Additionally, errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, and misprints, have made some 2008 quarters highly sought after by serious numismatists. Some of these error coins have been known to fetch several $100s, depending on the nature of the mistake and the condition of the coin. What's fascinating about the 2008 quarter is how it captures a nation in transition. In the background, the global economy was beginning to crumble under the weight of the financial crisis, but on the surface, the U.S. Mint was still releasing new coins to celebrate America's history and future. The economic situation would soon affect coin production and the numismatic world, as it did many other aspects of American life. Still, despite the looming financial challenges, the 2008 quarters became a symbol of America's ability to persevere and evolve, preserving its historical legacy through the stories told on the faces of these coins. From a collector's perspective, the 2008 quarters remain highly significant not just for their designs, but for their place in numismatic history. They represent the closing of a chapter in American coinage, and the beginning of a new one with the America the Beautiful series. These quarters, particularly in pristine condition or with notable minting errors, can still be quite valuable. Well-preserved coins from the final year of the 50-state quarters program can be worth more than face value, and certain coins in excellent condition or with rare characteristics may fetch several $100s on the secondary market. The end of the 50-state quarters program was a bittersweet moment for many collectors, who had followed the releases year after year. For over a decade, the program had brought Americans closer to the country's history, allowing them to see the rich diversity of the nation through the lens of numismatics. As the 50-state quarters program ended, it was clear that the series had had a lasting impact on coin collecting and had helped to reignite interest in U.S. coins as an exciting and valuable pursuit. The year 2015 might not seem like a major turning point at first glance, but when we look at the 2015 quarter, we're reminded of a unique chapter in American numismatics. By this time, the United States had fully embraced the new America the Beautiful quarters program, which had been introduced in 2010 and would continue for a decade, releasing 5 new quarters each year. Unlike the 50-state quarters program, which celebrated individual states, the America the Beautiful series honored national parks and other notable landmarks from around the country, creating a new tradition in U.S. coinage that highlighted the nation's natural wonders, cultural landmarks, and historic sites. The 2015 quarters featured 5 new designs, each representing a different national park or site of historical significance. These designs aim to capture the grandeur and beauty of America's diverse landscapes, and each coin was a miniature tribute to the unique heritage and natural resources that the United States has to offer. The first quarter released in 2015 was the Homestead National Monument of America quarter, which represented the state of Nebraska. This design features a homestead, a symbol of the American frontier and the pioneering spirit that drove westward expansion. The Homestead National Monument commemorates the Homestead Act of 1862, which granted land to settlers who were willing to farm it and build a life in the American West. The coin's design features a settler's log cabin, a plow, and the vast, open land that the settlers worked to cultivate. The imagery on the coin highlights the rugged determination and perseverance of the people who helped shape the American landscape, offering a nostalgic look back at a time when farming was the heart of America's economy. The second coin of 2015 was the Kissimmee Prairie Preserve National Park quarter, representing the state of Florida. This coin features a rare and beautiful depiction of the Florida grasshopper sparrow, a bird that is found only in this particular preserve. The Kissimmee Prairie Preserve is known for its rich biodiversity, and the quarter's design highlights the importance of conserving the unique wildlife that inhabits the area. The Florida grasshopper sparrow, a species that is endangered due to habitat loss, serves as a poignant reminder of the need for conservation efforts to protect the nation's natural heritage. The design of the quarter captures both the beauty of the bird and the vibrant, wide-open landscape of the preserve, which is home to numerous other species of birds, mammals, and plants. Next came the Blue Ridge Parkway quarter, representing the state of North Carolina and Virginia. The Blue Ridge Parkway, often called America's Favorite Drive, stretches across the Appalachian Mountains, offering breathtaking views of the mountains and valleys that define the eastern United States. The design on this coin depicts a stunning scene of the Parkway's mountain vistas, with layers of blue mountains fading into the distance. The coin's design also includes a hiker, symbolizing the numerous outdoor activities that the Parkway offers, from hiking to camping and picnicking. The Blue Ridge Parkway is a symbol of the Appalachian region's natural beauty, and the coin showcases the rugged yet serene landscape that attracts millions of visitors each year. The Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge quarter, representing the state of Delaware, was the fourth coin released in 2015. This design features a pair of snow geese in flight, a beautiful representation of the refuge's role in bird conservation. The Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge is located along the Delaware Bay and is an important stop for migratory birds on the Atlantic Flyway. The snow geese, along with other species of waterfowl, use the refuge as a place to rest and feed during their long migrations. The quarter's design is a tribute to the refuge's role in protecting wildlife and preserving important habitats for birds and other animals. The final quarter of 2015 was the Cedar Breaks National Monument quarter, representing the state of Utah. This coin features a dramatic landscape view of the Cedar Breaks, a natural amphitheater that is known for its colorful rock formations and steep cliffs. The design showcases the rugged terrain of the monument, highlighting the stunning red and orange hues of the rock formations that dominate the area. Cedar Breaks National Monument is a popular destination for those looking to experience the beauty of southern Utah's high desert, and the coin's design captures the monument's striking landscape. The vibrant colors and intricate details on the coin bring to life the dramatic scenery that has drawn visitors for generations. By 2015, the America the Beautiful Quarters program had gained significant traction among collectors, and the quarters from that year were no exception. The design of each coin, highlighting a unique and meaningful piece of American history or nature, had a broader cultural and emotional impact. While the earlier years of the program were celebrated for their educational value and their ability to raise awareness of America's national treasures, 2015 marked the year when these coins began to take on even greater value for collectors. As with any series of limited edition coins, the 2015 America the Beautiful quarters were produced in massive quantities, ensuring that they circulated widely across the country. However, the real value for collectors lay in the special sets released by the U.S. Mint, as well as coins that were struck with minting errors. While the average 2015 quarter remained worth only 25 cents in circulation, those that were part of special proof sets or uncirculated mint sets often commanded higher premiums due to their quality and limited availability. In particular, the 2015 quarters with notable minting errors have become highly sought after. For example, some of the quarters from the year featured double die errors or off-center strikes, making them rare and valuable to collectors. These error coins, while initially overlooked by most people, have become prized possessions in the numismatic world. Depending on the type of error and the coin's condition, these can be worth anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s. Moreover, as time passed, the popularity of the America the Beautiful quarter series only grew, and the 2015 coins continued to hold their value in the numismatic market. The 2015 quarters captured an important moment in U.S. history, when the country was confronting significant challenges on the global stage, yet still finding ways to celebrate its natural and historical treasures. The coins were a reminder of the United States' remarkable landscapes and the importance of preserving them for future generations. As the series continued, the value of these coins, especially in pristine or error condition, would only increase, making the 2015 quarters a key part of any serious collection. For collectors who appreciate both history and artistry, the 2015 quarters represented a peak in American coin design. The coins were not only visually stunning, but they also conveyed powerful messages about the importance of conservation, historical reflection, and national pride. Whether you were holding one of these coins in your hand or admiring it in a collection, the 2015 quarter was more than just a piece of currency, it was a tribute to the beauty and diversity of the United States. The year 2022 brought with it a new chapter in American coinage. As the country navigated its way through a post-pandemic world, the 2022 quarter stood as a symbol of resilience, renewal, and change. While the year was marked by ongoing global challenges, it was also a time of reflection on America's past and its journey forward. The quarter released in 2022 was not only a continuation of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, but also the beginning of a bold new numismatic initiative. The year 2022 was the final year of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which had been running since 2010 and honored national parks and other iconic American landmarks. With its conclusion, the U.S. Mint introduced the American Women Quarters program, which aims to celebrate the achievements and contributions of women throughout American history. As such, the 2022 quarter was more than just a regular release. It marked the end of one of the most beloved and successful numismatic programs in U.S. history, and the beginning of a new tradition that would honor the women who helped shape the nation. But before diving into the new American Women series, let's focus on the last of the America the Beautiful Quarters, a series that, by 2022, had become an essential part of coin collecting and American history. The coins released in 2022 continued the theme of celebrating America's diverse heritage, culture, and natural beauty. The 5 national parks and landmarks featured on the 2022 quarters each represented a significant aspect of America's geography, history, and heritage. The first coin released in 2022 was the Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site Quarter, representing the state of Alabama. This coin honors the Tuskegee Airmen, the first African-American military aviators who served during World War II. The design on the quarter shows an iconic depiction of a P-51 Mustang fighter plane, which was one of the aircraft flown by the Tuskegee Airmen. This design serves as a tribute to their bravery and determination, acknowledging the groundbreaking achievements of the Tuskegee Airmen, who overcame racial segregation and prejudice to fight for their country. The coin honors not only their military service but also their important legacy in the history of the United States Air Force and the broader civil rights movement. Next, the World War II Memorial Quarter was released, representing the state of Washington, D.C. The design of this coin features the striking American eagle, perched on a branch with the backdrop of the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. The memorial honors the 16 million Americans who served in World War II, as well as the over 400,000 who gave their lives in service to the nation. The design on this quarter serves as a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made by the greatest generation, acknowledging their courage and resilience in the face of the global conflict that shaped the 20th century. The American eagle symbolizes freedom and the enduring strength of the nation, while the memorial itself stands as a tribute to the courage, sacrifice, and legacy of the men and women who fought during the war. The third quarter of 2022 featured the Selma to Montgomery National Historic Trail Quarter, representing the state of Alabama. This quarter commemorates the Selma to Montgomery marches, which were a turning point in the civil rights movement. The coin's design features an image of the Edmund Pettus Bridge, which became an iconic symbol of the struggle for voting rights in the United States. The march itself was a historic event in 1965 when activists, led by figures such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., marched from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama, to demand equal voting rights for African Americans. The coin's design serves as a reminder of the perseverance, courage, and unwavering commitment to justice that led to the eventual passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965, a landmark achievement in the fight for civil rights in the U.S. The fourth coin released in 2022 was the Marsh-Billings-Rockefeller National Historical Park Quarter, representing the state of Vermont. The design of this quarter celebrates the legacy of conservation and environmental stewardship, with an image of a tree, a symbol of the park's connection to nature and sustainability. The park is known for its role in the conservation movement and for being the site of the first demonstration of sustainable forest management in the United States. The coin's design emphasizes the importance of land conservation, environmental protection, and the role of individuals in preserving the natural beauty of the American landscape for future generations. Finally, the fifth quarter of 2022 honored the women's suffrage centennial with the release of the Washington, D.C. Women's Suffrage Quarter. This coin celebrated the 100th anniversary of the ratification of the 19th Amendment, which granted women the right to vote. The design of the quarter features a depiction of Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony, two of the most prominent leaders in the women's suffrage movement. This coin honors the tireless work of the women and men who fought for women's rights, reflecting the historical significance of the suffrage movement in shaping modern American society. The 2022 quarters were highly anticipated, and collectors eagerly awaited each release as it marked the end of a defining numismatic program and the beginning of a new one. By this time, the America the Beautiful Quarters program had become a centerpiece of modern coin collecting, celebrated not only for its stunning designs but also for the cultural importance of each landmark it represented. The 2022 quarters were the final 5 coins in the series, and they encapsulated the spirit of the program in their designs, each coin serving as both a tribute to America's past and a celebration of its future. As for the market value of these 2022 quarters, they were still very much in circulation as of their release. Much like other quarters from the America the Beautiful series, the 2022 coins could be found in pocket change, but collectors began to seek out uncirculated or proof versions for their collections. Over time, the value of these coins will likely increase, particularly in the case of special edition sets, proof coins, or those with minting errors. The 2022 quarters also represent a significant milestone in the history of American coinage, marking the conclusion of a program that became a key part of the numismatic landscape. The 2022 quarter is more than just a coin, it's a part of history. With its powerful designs, it tells the story of the nation's growth, its dedication to justice, its commitment to the environment, and the ongoing fight for equality. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of numismatics, these quarters are a reminder of the diversity and resilience that have shaped the United States.